little sugar boogers, welcome back to the channel for a brand new speed build. So today, you guys, we are going to be working on June and Pace's brand new casita tucked in the suburbs of Willow Creek. That is right, you guys, I finally pulled the trigger and I am going to have them move to Willow Creek to be closer to their grandbabies and of course Nixon and Marisol. Now if I was Marisol, I mean, I think she loves June and Pace as she would her own parents, but you know, at the same time, do you really want your mother and father-in-law living that close to your house? I'm not even kidding you guys. They are across the street and like a house away. So this little, what you call it, street or whatever, it literally should be called like 13 Foreman Lane because so far we have like 2 Foreman family members living here. I don't know. I like the idea. I think it's going to be a really good change for Pace and June as well because as much as I love them residing in Brindleton and I feel like it fits them perfectly, at the same time, I also feel like after however many episodes that we've been playing with them in Brindleton, they totally freaking deserve the change of scenery. So when I was creating this house, I knew a couple of things. I knew that I wanted to downsize a lot because the idea here is to save a lot of the simoleons to divvy it out, you know, when the time comes. I don't want to say it because it really, like, it pains me to think that June and Pace at some point aren't going to be here anymore. So that was like idea number 1 because I could invest it all day long into a house, but these houses depreciate in The Sims and your best asset is your simoleon. So like I said, you know, when the house is on the market, the kids can decide what they want to do with it, but in terms of the actual simoleons that Pace and June have on hand, they can equally like separate them between, you know, Clem, Maddox, and Nixon and Hawthorne equally without having to like worry about the whole depreciation thing. So I'm kind of like thinking of the future of the Foremans here, you know what I mean? And also, I really love the fact that this is just a single level home. It looks really small on the outside, but you guys, when you get inside, it is so freaking spacious. I mean, I wouldn't say it's as big as their former family home because that place was gigantuous. Then again, also keep in mind, we were raising like 4 kids at once in that house, and that definitely brings back a lot of memories, and it makes me kind of cry, and I'm pissed off at myself because I wish as much as I love that house, I could have the patience to like live there forever, but I felt like if I was to renovate it, it kind of did it a disservice, and then it didn't really add any like value, you know? The travels are still, like, it takes a long time to get from Brindleton to Willow Creek, and just the idea of having June and Pace so close to Nixon isn't something that is, you know, feasible if they live that far. So even though I said that that was going to be their forever home, sometimes life has a change of plans, and I couldn't imagine it being a better change of plans because at least this way June and Pace get to be very involved with the raising of their grandchildren, which could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. But if you guys don't remember, June's dad died very early on. He never even got to see Clem. And then Pace's parents also passed away very suddenly, so they never really got to be an active part of the upbringing of their children either, except for Clem. Clem did meet the grandbabies, but I don't believe, I think maybe they passed away when Nixon and Maddox were very young. I can't exactly recall, but still, in my eyes, they really weren't able to be there as much as June and Pace would have liked them to have been, so they made it a priority to always be in their children, in their grandbabies' lives, even if that means like having to suck it up and put their, you know, forever home on the market so that you can do that. That's what they're gonna do. You know, they are family-oriented Sims, and I think you guys can all kind of like understand that idea because if you've been following them for a while, it is no surprise that they do things like this. They just want to be closer. Like if they can't live in the same house, they're gonna live on the same street. Anyway, this home is really different. This is like so different than anything that I've ever built. Even though I think I'm not mistaking, I was like, oh my god, like look at me, like trying to like step out a little bit in terms of like the exterior. I think though, like the, I don't know, I'm not sure. I feel like the exterior, like the green and then the brick is what they have already on their house back home, but I'm not 100% certain. It might just be like they have the green like slats, but they don't actually have the brick. Anyways, I love the color combination. Originally, you guys, I've been doing this lately. I furnished the interior of this house twice, 2 times. The first time it was a really light color palette and I didn't like it, and the second time I went for something a little more dark, a little more cozy, a little more mature, because even though June and Pace aren't elders in the game, they're elders in my eyes. And the only reason I am afraid to age them up, you guys, is because I've already went through this with Sprinkles like 5.0. The second I aged Sprinkles up, she died. Literally freaking croaked on the damn floor. Like, I barely got my freaking feet out of Create Sim and she was deceased and desist on the floor. And I'm like, oh my god, how am I gonna explain this to everybody? So I had to like resurrect her 3 times, and then eventually when you guys are like, I think it's time to let her go, Jen, I finally let her go. And I couldn't even do like this sad little montage or anything because I would cry. I would cry like a freaking big blubbering baby. So she passed on very swiftly, very softly, and I definitely want to like put more photos up around the house. I got to take them first off. So how do we like the speed? I'm still very much playing with the speed of my speed builds, which is so redundant in and around itself. But yeah, I'm doing that. So let me know how you guys feel. And then also, I have a little bit of a situation on my hands right now. I don't know if you guys have ever gotten these, and this is like so TMI, but have you ever had a pimple? I like to call these the underground pimples, or like the groundhog pimples of pimples. The ones that are like really deep underneath the surface and you can't pop them, but they hurt. And well, I have one like right where like the muscle of my eyebrow is, so every time I make any type of like facial expression, it freaking kills. It literally feels like a little like a little elf just like steel-toed me in the eyebrow. It hurts so bad. Anyway, I don't know. I just told you that. But hey, welcome to the channel. So, went with a more mature vibe is where I was trying to get at that. And I feel like the layout of the house is very nice too. I like how when you walk in through the front door, you're immediately invited in by the living room, and that symbolized Pace and June welcoming you with open arms. I also love the fact that the kitchen is right next to the living room. And I know when we were having this chat about them moving on Twitter, you guys seriously follow me on Twitter. Like, if you don't have a Twitter, get yourself one so we can talk. I always ask you guys for ideas and, you know, your input on things, especially this was one of those things. And I remember one person saying, like, I don't care what you do as long as you give June her big old kitchen. And I feel like the home that she just lived in, or the home that they were living in, the kitchen was kind of small. Did you guys ever feel that way? I felt like it was super teeny tiny, at least, you know, smaller than June would have liked it to be. But I felt like at that time it was more about like accommodating everyone under one roof. Now we can be a little more selective as to what we have, like amenities wise, because it's really just June, Pace, and Hawthorne. And then I also made this a 3-bedroom, and I made the little blue room right there, a little playroom for Grayson and Finley, because when they come over, I want them to have a place to sleep. I want them to have a place to play. And I feel like whenever I go over, like, or have my Sims visit other people's like homes, there's just like never enough for them to do. So we're just kind of like sitting around, like picking our noses, staring at the walls. And I feel like I added in a lot of different things here. I really wanted it, and this is the reason why I renovated it twice or furnished it twice, is because the first time I felt like I was just building to build and it wasn't like personalized, you know. But this time I feel like it's really personalized. It's a lot more mature. It's a lot more like elderly, I guess. But also, this room is freaking ambition. Like, I love this master bedroom. I love like the color combination, the curtains, the bed, even the little ottoman at the base of the footboard looks super duper cute. I love that a lot. And then I think, what else did I love? Oh, I added in a few personal touches. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, there's something in that room that we have had for a very long time now. So the rug is the rug that June has had since her city living days. Like, she refuses to get rid of that rug. It's just very symbolic of her first apartment, and so she decided to keep it. And I also put a cork board up there with like one of the postcards that Clem had. And then I also added in, originally I was gonna add in June had like these little baby shoes in her inventory, and I wanted to put them up, and I wanted to like envision her keeping like, you know, her shoes from all of her children, but there's only like 3 to frame, so I might have to work with that a little bit later. But June likes to hold on to things. Like, she loves to keep things for all eternity, to look back on, to reminisce on. She's not a hoarder or anything, but she definitely likes to keep the stuff that she's acquired throughout her life with her in close possession. So let me see, what else did I put in there? Later on, I did add in the rose that Pace first gave her. That was really cute. I'm working on Hawthorne's room right now. So what you're seeing in terms of how it looks, it stays relatively the same. I do add in like a little like wall tapestry. Is it tapestry or tapestry, girl? I don't even know. Like, I really freaking don't. I add that in Hawthorne's room as well. So I don't know. I feel like her room, she loves yellow. She always has since she was like a little tiny little chicklin. So I feel like that was her thing, and it's kind of weird because Clem's color was orange, orange, and she still really loves the color orange a lot. I feel like the Foremans are just like orange Sims like that. If you think of a color, like, well, okay, for instance, when I think of the spring stance, I think of red, and then when I think of the Foremans, I think of orange, and then when I think of seasons, I think of green. I don't know why, like, I attribute colors to different like LPs. I just do. So my computer just croaked on me. I really don't even know how that is freaking possible, but yeah, kind of lost my train of thought there. Anyways, I think I was talking about some nonsense about me like correlating colors with LPs or something like that. But anyways, back on track. Here we go. So for the playroom, I initially was going to go with a completely different like color story. I really like, my inner June was channeling here. I wanted to make it like super like unicorns and princesses for Finley, but the more that I think about it, I don't want to start like favoring one sim or the other, especially because I know how crappy that could feel if it looked like June was like super keen on, you know, Finley, and maybe she wasn't as like invested in Grayson, and that's just not true at all. She loves Grayson equally as much as she loves Finley, and so I just kind of went with a more inclusive little room, and I really like the way that it turned out, even though it's pretty generic, and I seriously just like picked up stuff from like the little pre-made rooms. It works, okay? Sometimes, you know, you have to pick your battles. So I know that there was going to be someone being like, so what happened to Pace's little exercise room? So there is a shed that comes with this home, and instead of making it like a little greenery room or somewhere, you know, June could putz around, maybe like do some floral arranging on the side or some painting even, I decided to actually turn this into Pace's workout room. So originally it's kind of like facing north, and then I decided it just looked way too like, it didn't look nice, so I kind of like switched it, did a little beeline, so we flip it the other way, but you kind of get like the general idea of how the interior looks like. So I put in a little treadmill. I wanted to put in a little boxing station because my thought is, you know, how Nixon is also kind of into the whole like athletic career thing. He could come over, and especially because he lives like right down the freaking street, he could come over and use his dad's little workout shed. But unfortunately, like the little boxing thing just wasn't working out because it took up so much room in his little workout shed that I decided to just go with a treadmill, and I think I added in like a little weightlifting machine thingy. I'm noticing I'm saying little a lot. Like, girl, what is going on? Like, anyways, pause. I feel like for whatever reason, we seriously just skipped like a vast majority of this build. It just flew on freaking by. But anyway, we are going to do a little bit of landscaping. Now, landscaping is not your girl's feng shui. Like, I don't know what it is. Sometimes I've got it, sometimes I'm on crouton, and then sometimes it's like see you later tampon. You feel me? Because it's never cohesive. Like, I just don't understand. Anyways, if you have like any landscaping tips for your girl, let me know in the comments down below. I don't hate it. I definitely don't hate it. I like it a lot, but it's just different. It was just a whole different type of build for me. I mean, I know what you're thinking, John. I know what you're thinking. It looks the same, but for me it was different because, I don't know, it's just out of the box, you know what I mean? So here we are, we're flipping Patia's shed so that it actually kind of looks like it belongs. It belongs to the rest of the backyard. And you know what I think is kind of throwing me off about the backyard? Maybe not so much anymore, but initially, it's like the pool area. I really wanted a pool because, I mean, think of it. When you go to your grandparents' house, right, they've got everything. Like, you love to go to grandma's and grandpa's because they have it all. They've got the snacks, they've got the pool, they've got the workout equipment, they've got a playroom for you. It's like Disneyland on your block. Like, come on. So I wanted to make sure that I had as many fun things to do here as possible. But you know, being mindful of that budget that I was talking about earlier. And even though I feel like I was pretty mindful, I'm not gonna front, like $90,000, you know, Pace and June, they've got super duper expensive taste. But anyways, I love this family. I love this family with all of my heart, you guys. They are just so special, so unique, so spectacular. They bring tears to my eyes because of how beautifully they've evolved, how they started as two little Sims just trying to find their way through life, and then they've created this empire, this family that is so known, at least here on my channel, and everybody that I know that watches my videos knows of the Foremans, and they're super duper iconic, and they are just epic in every freaking single way, shape, and form. Like, I love this family so much. So if you have anything that you would like to share with me, maybe any memories that you would like to relive, feel free to drop them in the comments down below. And I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, you know what to do, boo. Don't forget to go ahead and comment, rate, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below where the sun does not shine, and I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.